Welcome back to Inside AFC Fitness. Today we're going to be chatting with some of our front desk and operations staff. And to start off, we're with Zeke from Bala Kinwood. So
Yes,
Zeke,
sir.
since we're talking to everybody, and so not every club knows you, I would assume everyone from Bala already does.
Everybody in Ballard does. Yes, sir.
Why don't you give us just your name, your background, and kind of how long you've been with AFC and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So, hello, AFC. Ballard Kinwood, Radnor, Feasterville. My name is Ezekiel Wimberly. I've been working at AFC since April 7th, 2024.
There we go.
So, it's been just over a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little backstory about how I came across AFC. It's funny because I was born and raised in Winfield,
Yeah.
which is right over opposite of sorry, right over across from Ballard Kinwood.
Right.
I never knew this place existed. I never knew. Right here by the riverside, not far from Manny.
A little tucked away.
Yeah, definitely tucked
got
away.
you.
Definitely tucked away. Because I used to, even that movie theater right over there, I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
But never knew this place existed. Nevertheless, around early 2024, looking for a job in the fitness industry, primarily because of my personal fitness goals and just my love for fitness and what it does for others. So, on the search for not just work, but also work that I feel is meaningful. So, looking for a job on Indeed, filled out the application, and got the email back to come in for an interview. And it's long story short, it's been on ever since. I've been here ever since, and just been an amazing experience working here at AFC Bala. And coming from another actually fitness facility before this one, I see the difference from just a regular chain of gyms versus a health club, privately owned like AFC Fitness. So April 7th is when my first day. I never forget it. My first day. I did my onboarding. I'll be honest with you, I was a little nervous about how I was gonna do in front of on a front desk and being having to greet people all day, every day. Yeah. I didn't know what I was made of until I actually got into it, and I did it every day. And
meet the challenge.
Exactly right. So it's been an amazing experience. It's definitely been an amazing experience. And
well, it's interesting that you bring up the idea of sometimes people think that people that get into the fitness industry are just personal trainers, but a lot of times in all of our departments, people just want to be in that environment, right?
Yes.
Just for personal goals or whatever it is.
Yes,
and so
sir.
If you can find a career in it, whatever it is, doesn't have to be personal training.
Right.
Just to be in that environment, I mean, that does drive a lot of people to the industry for sure.
Yes, sir. And I would say that just because and that's one thing that has helped me. Because I'm not a personal trainer. But I'm just a front desk guy. But nevertheless, it's just when I see people come in motivated, same faces every morning, that takes a different mentality. That in itself motivates me. Like, I gotta get my stuff together. Yeah. So I'm seeing people that, that's well acquainted with fitness and they've been doing this for some time. Yeah. So just like kind of being around people like that, that in itself it inspires you to get your fitness journey, to jumpstart your fitness journey. Yeah. So
well, let's hit a reset real quick because we don't have just fitness. Just front desk guys.
Oh, all right.
Right? That it's literally one of the most important jobs in the company.
Right.
Is our front desk staff and our front desk, our managers, right? And you've been able to climb that ladder into the role you're in. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, listen, man, don't ever underestimate what you do and how important that is. I mean, you are member facing as member facing can be, right? And our members love that about you. All feedback has always been good.
Beautiful.
As reliable as could be for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
So don't underestimate that. That is a big, heavy part of what we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with that in mind, knowing you started in April, the nerves and everything went on. Well, there's been quite a change here over the last year and a half as far as your role and your involvement in things. So give us a little bit of background about how that's evolved since April.
Yes, sir. So again, back in April. Coming in on an entry level position at the front desk, with minimal responsibilities, but nevertheless, responsibilities being added day by day, week by week, month by month, as I work the front desk daily and I interact with people, I learn leadership skills. emotional intelligence on how to respond to different issues. You know, it's just one of those things that you just learn from experience, and it brings something out of me that I didn't necessarily knew even existed. You know, so it's just from being a part of it, from being in the environment. It wasn't nothing that you could have wrote down on a piece of paper and tried to teach me in a class. You know, right. I had to be in it, and so the leadership has been, you know, Matt Byer, Matt Littman, Jamie. Everybody has been great, you know, as far as just giving me the resources I need to succeed since I started as member services, then going into a team lead, and then being put into operations manager position. So it was being provided the resources that I needed to actually do my job efficiently has been a big help. Yeah. And getting me to where I am now, because I had to evolve to this point. Yeah. You know, I didn't start right here. I couldn't even fathom the thought of being a manager. Yeah. And I'm just looking for a job in the fitness industry. You know, I'll do anything. You know, anything y'all want me to do. I just want to be in this environment. And just seeing how everybody else around me, those that are over me, how everybody else is putting in their brick, it just makes me want to add to the work that's going on, and put in my brick and help out. You know, be a part of the great things that we do, because it's health. You know, we're helping people better their health in more ways than one, more than just exercising. Yeah. But again, a healthy environment. You know, so I would say just being a part of it, working that front desk. Yeah. With all the tasks and all the challenges that come to me day by day. That's what got me to this point. Yeah. That's how I was able to evolve to this point.
Well, and I think one thing that's important to point out, and our ballot members probably know this, if you line up the timeline, you know, this is, you know, there's been some leadership changes since you've been in these roles and progressed along.
Yes, sir.
And the feedback and the progression never stopped, even with the manager. So to me, that's a testament to you.
Yes, sir.
And being someone who stepped in, and everyone that was in a leadership role or a supervisor role for you identified the same things in you, right?
That's beautiful.
And so,
yes, sir.
That kind of consistency is hard to come by, right? So you may think you were just trying to get into a job, but the job, you know, grabbed onto you a little bit, and I think you kind of dominated it, which is a great thing. And it wasn't, you know, sometimes we think we're behind the scenes, but I think you did a job where you dominated behind the scenes and front and center. And when that happens, general managers change, whatever changes that come up, which we know has happened. Right. And you've had some good leadership with Melissa and Bob now to kind of continue to groom you. But I mean, the feedback and the response has always been the same. And so that's a Zeke thing, right? That's not just an AFC thing. So that's a personal something you can kind of hang your hat on. So you should be proud of that.
Thank you, sir.
So talking about the role, and maybe you can give me a little bit of all the different levels of it, but like right now, give me some of your favorite parts of the job and what you get to do on a day. Because as we know with the gym industry, no day is ever the same.
Oh yeah, never. Not near one day has been identical or even close. So favorite parts, so many good things, good things. But if I had to kind of sum it up, I would just say the community. I put emphasis on that, the community, the members, the staff. I don't know how well I would, not how well I would do, but I don't know how well I would do mentally if I didn't have the people that I see every day come in and give me the same love they give me daily. You get what I'm saying? So interacting with members that feel safe and feel comfortable to come to the front desk and feel comfortable to come to AFC and feel at home. That in itself is probably, it has to be my favorite part.
Yeah. Now you open the gym Monday through. Well, I know the schedule's a little bit.
It bounces around a little bit.
Do you have your early morning crew, the faces?
Yes,
you know?
Sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
The community there. I know for our 5:30 a.m. crew has always been consistent. Right. And so seeing a familiar face in the building every day is always key. Right. So with some of the things that you've come across, right? Because you, like I said, you're kind of at the crossroads of everything that goes on at the gym. Right. Is there any member stories, whether it's funny or people that that have maybe accomplished goals or conversations? You don't have to share names if you don't want to, but just some things that stuck out to you since being in that role that kind of either inspired you or stuck out to be funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I remember, and you was involved with this one. I remember this one. It was probably about a year ago. It stuck out because it was just one of those coincidences. But we had the spin the wheel. And if not mistaken, you had to do the bingo cards, and once you filled the card, you could spin the wheel.
Yeah.
So one of our members spun the wheel, and then she got a water bottle, and you know she was kind of upset about that, and she was like, I felt bad because Melissa,
I know
you know what I'm talking
about.
Melissa was like, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought I could do.
Hi, Janine.
I was like, I felt bad, and you just walked in. It was like, what do you want? A month free? All right, give it to her. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. Well, Janine, yeah. So yeah, that was with Janine, and she's been an amazing member with us for years. And CrossFit and kettlebells and small group training.
Right.
And she spins the wheel, and she got a water bottle. They're beautiful water bottles. They're nice definitely. Water bottles. But yeah, in the moment, it was like let's reward. You know, Janine's been with us a long time, so
definitely.
yeah, that was. A matter of timing and opportunity, but you're right. That's the good thing. Just a member interaction there. That
Yes,
kind of a little bit more about who we strive to be is be more than be more in that part of what we do than what other gyms do in other facilities.
Right, again, that community, because it's like you be able to give a testimony about a member.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we see these members every day. You know, we seen them starting their fitness goal. And we see them now achieving their fitness goal. You know what I'm saying? We able to see the before and after, and just like it's almost like a family type community here. And you know that was just one of those stories where it's like, you know, I'm sure she probably felt the same way. So, you know, that was what stuck out.
So, well, with that in mind, because I mean, like we said, you've had a couple different leaders or direct supervisors,
right?
Is there anything specific outside of just the fitness industry? Maybe like you said, you've learned some things about yourself that maybe came from those. Is there you got a good Melissa story or something maybe Bob's like, oh, that's something that's new. I haven't even thought of or looked at it that way.
Like a story,
or just do you see, like you said, even the way that you handle situations. I know you kind of talked about the way you respond to things and things like that. Right.
Yes, sir. I would say mainly being able to, operate under pressure, just because, that front desk is, again, it's like, we're like in a cross section of everything. Everything goes through the front desk. Yeah. So it's like, I would say being able to work under pressure and multitask under pressure. Yeah. I'm like, oh snap, I can do this. With some of the, craziest tasks, getting handed my way, and people with issues from I don't know where did this issue even come from. Yeah. But it's like, that problem solving, to be able to come up with reasonable ideas to resolve issues for different things that arise that I would never even have thought of.
Yeah.
So it's like being able to actually operate under pressure, because in my past, or maybe when I was younger, I might have, froze a little bit, but as maturing and being put into situations that I never really could see myself being put into, and just seeing how I'm able to remain calm, collected, not like, not letting the pressure or the stress of the situation hinder my judgment or my decision making. So that's one of the things that I would say I definitely learned from Melissa, and working with Bob, and just seeing two different personalities in a general manager's position, and how their position has influenced me, and or their personalities has influenced mine. You get what I'm saying? So basically, that's one of the things, is that working under pressure, and that being able to operate and multitask under stress. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the point of learning, or like observing leaders or supervisors and then trying to pull the best qualities. If you're doing that now, man, you're setting yourself up for success, because that's the ability to follow that, pick up little bits and pieces that help you get better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, 1,000% laid the groundwork in my career. I mean, I could probably name 7 different managers or sales managers I had, or regional managers that I worked for, and I pulled little things from each one of them that I hopefully kind of framed out how I do things. And to be honest with you, it can go the other way too, right? Making sure that we cut out some of the things that we see as not as that's not who I want to be as a leader, and that's obviously what you're developing into.
Right. So, yes, sir.
At the front desk, this is one of the things I've learned. So I don't know if you know this about me or not. I think you and I have talked about this. So I've worked in every department, in almost every position. Housekeeping.
Oh, wow.
Did for summer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if Jamie even knew that. I think she probably did. Like housekeeping facilities.
Right.
Front desk as an operations manager.
Right.
Did that for almost 2 years.
Okay.
Fitness director, personal trainer. Got to experience all that in that department for about 5 years.
Okay.
Most of my time in membership sales and sales management.
Okay.
And then as a general manager. But the one thing I remember vividly is what you just kind of pointed out. The crossroads at the front desk is a whole different animal, right?
Yes, sir.
So kind of we always talk about, like, when you're a personal trainer, you're kind of dealing with personalities, and you're dealing with whatever's going on with them, and so you want to coach and help them in their fitness journey.
Right.
But you also have to be a good ear, good listener, and just talk.
Right.
The front desk is that times 10.
Oh, yes.
Because now you have personal training and membership and group exercise and facilities.
Yep.
And so give me a little bit of background about the learning curve that goes with learning. Wait, I have to help and develop and work with the sales team, right? Because a lot of what they do flows to the front desk. We know the personal training department. I'm sure our trainers love our trainers, but I'm sure they lean on you a little bit for some stuff.
Yeah.
Housekeeping facilities. So, what has that crossroads been like?
Oh man! Again, that's just like I was saying. There's a lot of that pressure. Again, a lot of times because you get hit with it at once, or you get hit with it back to back. So it's one of those things where you gotta just learn as you go. Yeah. Again, somebody who doesn't really, you might not know anything about sales or fitness, but you pick up on it. Because you pick the brains of the fitness, some of the trainers, some of the instructors. So it's like, I would just say, it's going to always go back to having that relationship and community with your, even with the staff, to be able to, okay, all right, let me ask somebody from sales. All right, how do I go about doing this? Help me out with this, Or asking a personal trainer, what would you do if somebody asked for sessions, or they wanted this type of guidance with their workouts? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Those kind of questions are kind of beyond just front desk. Yeah. But nevertheless, you get hit with them.
It's funny how much you learn about the other departments.
Right.
Even though you're not in it, like, you kind of get, like, you probably understand the membership department.
Yeah, right.
Like, everything they have to do in their daily tasks and everything else, just because you're there and you're observing and you're in it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you gonna get hit with those questions, and a lot of times you might not know the answers. But again, you get trial and error. Sometimes you gotta, I don't know, find out the answer. You get it, or again, it just comes. It just comes as you work. As the more you work, the more you problem solve. Sometimes I figured it out. It was like, I didn't know I knew that, but I knew it. Yeah. But it's not an easy thing to grasp, but I'd say I know way more now than I did starting off. Again, it's just like front desk. When I think about front desk, I'm thinking about just front desk. Yeah. But the members don't know that you're just front desk, or like you said, it's not just front desk.
No, it's not.
It's more than just that, but just front desk in the sense that was my mentality coming into it, But it's deeper than that, because again, we dealing with all departments. Yeah. And the members don't know that we don't what we don't know, so they're gonna come to us with those questions, and it's our job to get the answers. Right. So.
And you've been able to kind of evolve over a year and a half.
Yes, sir.
You're going to, or already have, hired and started training someone, right, who may be at that very beginning of what you're where you were.
Right.
What advice are you giving them?
You gotta be yourself. You gotta be yourself when you interact with interacting with the members. Because personality is one of the biggest things that we provide for our members. If you actually made it through the interview process, you made it. Your application stuck out. That means you're good for the job. You can get the work done. Yeah. But now, are you going to have that impact on the members? Because that's one thing that I take pride in about our front desk, is that just about all of us. No, not just about all of us, have some type of relationship with some of the members. Yep. Because of our personalities, because of how we differ individually. So definitely if you bring that personality, you bring it to the interview, brought it over the phone. You know, I could see your personality in your resume, or you know, you was able to make it into the doors, and we entrusting you with our front desk. That means that you have the personality to, you know, to have that impact on the members. So all I would say is keep it that way.
Yeah.
You know, don't put up a front, or you know, don't try to be a way that's not you.
Yeah.
Because the members love us. They love us. They love our personalities.
I'm going to throw in one last one that's you.
Okay.
I think it was one of your helping too, as I would tell them, is be consistent.
Oh, yeah.
Show up, right? Be willing,
right?
You know, and be willing to learn. Be willing to take on a new task and learn that new task. I think that's probably one of your biggest separators for you. And your was a year and a half of part-time to now running the desk was
yes, sir.
Where you separated yourself, and I think it's a key attribute. So,
yes, sir. Appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, and so now we're here with Anna from Radnor and Sherri from Feasterville.
Hi.
Kind of continuing the conversation about our front desk, the operations, and kind of the world of AFC surrounding and revolving around, you know, what you guys do. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do first is just kind of give everyone a little bit of a backstory. Obviously, we have our 3 locations, so our Feasterville crew will know Sherri very well. Our Radnor crew will know Anna very well, but we want to kind of introduce you guys to everyone. And so we'll start with Anna. Anna, give us a little bit of background about, you know, how you came to AFC, how long you've been with us.
Yeah, so I'm actually from California.
Okay.
I was born and raised there until a year and a half ago when my partner brought me over here due to raising prices and wanting to get out a little bit, and was having a pretty hard time finding a job when I moved out here. It took me probably about like 4 months before I just decided like, oh, I saw AFC advertising and just decided to go over instead of applying online and going through all that rigmarole, and essentially kind of got hired on the spot. Lauren, our cafe manager, spoke with me then and there and liked my experience. I'd worked for Starbucks for 7 years, so she knew that I knew what I was doing, and pretty much went to work like the next week.
Okay.
And have been working there for the past 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sherri, let's give them the rundown of your...
Well, I'll tell you, I've got an interesting story that Matt knows.
Yeah.
So I spent my career in healthcare, senior care, as an administrator, and I relocated out here. I thought, you know what, it's been a long career, traveled all over the Northeast PA, and I said, it's time to retire, like early retirement. So I relocated from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, out to this area. And my boyfriend was like, I know a great gym. And I actually became a member of AFC. And I think I was a member there probably 5, 6 years before. And I thought, you know what? I ended back up in healthcare. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? A gym is kind of like the other side of healthcare. Yeah, right. You know, physical, body. Yes, preventative. So I applied and have been working with AFC. I was there the first time, and then I was kind of talked by my other company into going back into healthcare, and I came back, and I've been back, I think it's like 2.5 years now.
Yeah, your story is unique because you got an opportunity to start with on the membership side, right? And then when we came back over into the operations
absolutely. And I get to have my hands in both. Yeah. Right now.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things we'll talk about a little bit more. But like the front desk, you know, sometimes people was like, oh, that they're front desk with this, but the front desk really needs to understand and know kind of everything that's going on in the club. It really is the epicenter of everything that flows through the club. So
absolutely.
You have to, help and deal with the membership team and the stuff that they're dealing with, while also knowing what's going on with personal training at the cafe, right? Our clubs are all very different, but so it's kind of a all-encompassing, position for sure. So I'll kind of bounce around again, but with the role that you're in now, give me an idea of like the day-to-day and some of your favorite parts of what you do.
Yeah, so I work both the cafe and the front desk, alternatively, pretty evenly throughout the day. Usually start off opening up the cafe and work there for 4 hours, and then I'll shift over to front desk and then work there the next half of the shift. So I'm pretty much jumping back and forth whenever they need me to. If somebody at the front desk isn't there, then I'll cover both the cafe and the front desk, or vice versa. So that's mostly the other kind of indulgence that I have. But I've also been assisting with emails lately and kind of helping to ease our managers' burdens as far as
some more operations stuff.
Some technical things
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about for you, Sherri?
Well, I kind of dabble in a little bit of everything
Yeah.
over there, Matt.
Yeah.
Certainly assist the GM, Brandy, in anything she needs, operationally, whatever it is, sales. I'm highly embedded still in sales. As well as I spend my day at the front desk, but within those hours, I play all those different roles, whatever they may be, interacting with the personal trainers, gearing the members towards the personal trainers. So really, I just look at it as an eclectic of the entire club as a whole. What can I do as that team member in any department that is needed?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. There's probably not any day that's like the day before, for sure.
Correct.
Because there's so many
Absolutely.
moving parts. So with that in mind, and this is where we get to kind of explore some of your experiences with the gym, and maybe even outside of it, being in such a member services, member-oriented thing and position, what are, stories that you could share, experience you have, more on like the positive or member interaction, or maybe on the relational side with the members that you can kind of, give us a little bit of insight into what it's like, because you guys get to see. It's funny, we always talk about in the membership side of things, how you sign, you get someone signed up and you get them introduced to the gym, and you want to try and maintain connection with them as much as you can, but the front desk is the constant connection, right? So no matter if someone joins the front desk in our operations in the cafe, that's who's going to see them every single day. And so I'm curious if you have any of those regulars or stories that you could share.
I do, if you want me
Yeah,
to
go
go
ahead.
first. So they joke, a lot of the members will joke, I'm kind of like the therapist there. And so it's just a little touching story. And I was thinking about, knowing that we were going to be having a talk. And I thought, what is something that's truly impacted me in my time there?
Right.
And if anybody who knows me knows that I'm really geared towards knowing people and making a difference, whatever that difference is day to day, because we're all different. And some people need a little extra love. And there was a lady, and I asked her if I could share this today.
Okay.
Because it was so meaningful to me. There was a joke about her name, and some people call her her full name, where others have a nickname for her. And I said to her the one day, well, what would you like to be called? And she got a little teary, and she said, my husband passed away years ago, and I'll get choked up, I wouldn't do to hear somebody call me darling.
Okay. Is that
Or
I'm assuming.
honey again.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I got you.
There you go.
And now whenever she comes in, she'll look at me and I'll say, hey, darling, how you doing?
Yeah.
And it makes such a difference for her because she's alone.
Yeah.
And I said to her today, I said, you don't realize what a pinnacle point that was for me, because you know me just from a day-to-day, but you felt so comfortable with me that your vulnerability came out and you shared something so personal. And I want you to know I appreciate that. And I think the days get busy and we have to get to know each other, because it's more than just a gym.
Yeah.
It's truly, for me, a connection of family. And I try my best to do that with whatever interaction I'm having.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what I love so much about being a part of it, because I look at us as so much more than a place, mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
You come in, you're going to check the box for the body, but what about the other components? How do you feel when you leave?
Yeah, it's
And
certainly a
if that
connection.
makes any
Yeah, there's a lot of
sense in
connection.
the question you asked,
Yeah.
that's just what it makes me think.
Yeah, for sure. What about for you, Anna?
Well, I haven't been working there as long, so I don't have as touching of a story as that, obviously. but leaning more towards the kind of AFC as family part of it. Going into the gym as a customer and not like when I'm working is a very interesting thing for me to do, because people go to the gym and they usually focus in, they zone in, they just want to get their workout done. At least most of the people that come to our gym, I find, just like to do their thing and then get out. But when I go there, I've been going to gyms all my life, and that's usually what I would do. But going to AFC, where I am known there and kind of, I'm not going to say popular, like it's a clique, but it's just very interesting because everybody will just come up to me and say like, hey, like you're doing really good today. You're working out like really well. I saw you lifting the other day. You did great. And it feels kind of like, oh, I'm the popular kid at school.
Right,
like
right,
I'm back in
right.
high school again, and everybody wants to come and say hi to me while I'm working out, like doing my own thing. And I didn't realize that was a feeling you could get at a gym. Just everybody else providing so much love to me, even though I've only been there for a few months.
Connection.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
connection.
not just from the employees, but from the people that I see coming in every day, just from our members.
Yeah, it's funny. The locations are so different, but they all have that where it's almost like it's like your own little community within itself. So you're leaving wherever you're coming from, whether it's your job or your work or wherever, and you're walking into almost like a completely separate health and wellness community that you're part of too. So it's two different things.
Yeah.
And to be able to connect in there, whether you're at work or working out there, you're still part of it in some way, which is always interesting. So with that in mind, you guys have very unique jobs that have a lot of different pieces, and it goes from connection to service to even operations and administrative stuff. We'll leave out whatever your least favorite thing is to do. And I'm more interested to hear like what are some of your favorite parts of your job? Obviously the connection to people, but whether it's maybe a certain, manager, connection, a meeting, or an event that we do, anything like that? Because obviously I know your club runs a lot of events and does some things.
Yeah.
What are some things that stand out to you that you will kind of really enjoy about what you do and where you work?
I mean, it sounds funny to say all of it, but all of the components are so intertwined. I can speak for Feasterville. Okay, everything's intertwined, and it all focuses around customer service, making a difference. Moms, that have just had their second or third child, and they don't get much time to themselves. So they'll come out, and you can build relationships with them, but also help them get to their goals and help them get back to that part of life where they're feeling more confident about themselves. They have their babies, and life still goes on. And then you could take a senior, a senior who lost a limb due to diabetes or kidney failure or whatever that is, and their whole life changed overnight. But they're coming to us and pairing them up with a great personal trainer that they can feel more confident. Whatever that goal is on all aspects, whether you're a senior, you're a young adult, you want to start bodybuilding, or you have staff that you coach and mentor. So for me, it's all intertwined because I love the connection of all of it.
Yeah. What about for you, Anna?
I get a lot of inspiration from the members of the gym. That's probably my favorite part. Seeing the same people come in every single day without fail and watching their progress. Some people that we take pictures of everybody when they first join, and seeing that picture and comparing them to what they look like right now at this moment. Like, you can see their progress, you see how hard they've been putting in this work, and it's very inspiring to me as a gym goer. Like, if this person's going every single morning without fail, like, I can do it too. Just the inspiration and the motivation that the members give me is probably my favorite part.
So as I'm asking that question, you start like thinking of things yourself.
Right.
And both of your answers were much more in depth than one, because I was going to say an almond joy shake in the recovery room. So
I mean, that is a
that
good
you guys definitely
second.
did a much
Yeah.
better job than I'm glad I was asking the question and you weren't, because yours was much better. So with the roles that you guys are in, and I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but like the crossroads really kind of everything in the gym, you know, how do you guys, and maybe we'll kind of talk about it from each, because it's location specific. Give me a little bit of insight on how you interact with all the other departments throughout the day, right? So at all of our clubs, and Anna, you obviously have with the cafe as well, but the cafe, even our housekeeping teams, facilities teams, personal training and membership, a lot of that stuff does flow through you in some way or another. And then you can almost put your GM almost in their own separate category, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of one-on-one time with you guys and your GMs as well. You know, what does that look like? How do you get to impact or be part of their process when they're going on? Because you guys really are kind of, you know, the queen on the chessboard as far as departments go, because you're involved in all of those things.
Right. I think for myself, it's one, coming in every day, knowing who's going to be there. Okay, so who are the staff in the club that day, and then two, taking an opportunity to touch base with them.
Yeah.
You know, so first thing I do, I looked in this morning, the sales office, and greeted Christine, you know, and then you just touch base. What do you got going on today? You know, and she'll alert me to who the tours are, who we're expecting to come in. Same things with the housekeeper. Who's the housekeeper? As soon as I see the housekeeper, hey, Patty, how you doing? How you feeling today? I'm right near the time clock, so that also helps for people coming in so that I can interact right away. Check in before they even start their shifts, because if we set the positive then, okay, and then being at the desk, a lot is filtered through us,
right?
Whether it be a light that's out for touching base with Wilfrey or whatever the case is, like you said, we're the ones there, so we really are interacting with every single department. When the trainers come, not the trainers, like our group fitness instructors, making sure I get their batteries ready because I know they're going to need them. And even the smallest little thing helps to make the next person's job, whatever they're coming in, a little bit easier. And that's a goal as well. And then with the personal trainers, connecting them as people are coming in, people are signing up. If somebody's on a tour, it's all interactionary. And I think, like, as you're asking it, I'm thinking, you just kind of do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and
but
I'm
you're
thinking,
doing
I'm not
something.
really thinking
it's just
about
action.
it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like you said, action. You you go into, and it's just a part of our day to day.
Right.
And of course, touching base with Randy on everything and working through it.
Okay. And what about for you, Anna?
Yeah. Like she said, the front desk is a bit of a liaison between everybody.
Right.
We're the middleman. The members come to us, tell us if something is an issue, or if they need to schedule something, or if they want to be in a class, and we can look it up and tell them immediately this is what the class is, this is who's working trainers. I don't know how big Feasterville is, but Radnor is a pretty small, at least like the front area is pretty small. We can literally see everybody that's working within the gym. We've got the trainer's desk right there. You can see it from the front desk. You can see the cafe from the front desk. The sales team is right behind us. So everybody is pretty much within earshot. If you need someone, I mean, obviously you're not yelling across the gym, but you can see, oh, they're right over there. Let me go walk over them. We've also got like the teams on the computers where we can, okay, here, my manager, this is something that we need to get checked out, or we need some more of this. There's multiple ways of communication, which is very efficient. We need to have that in any kind of gym or anything in life, really. So in Radnor, it's just very helpful because it is a more of a tight-knit group. The salespeople are constantly at the front desk, making sure somebody is there if someone walks in and wants to join or just wants to check out the gym. Ashley, the manager, always running around making sure everybody's knowing what they're doing, and she's got her hands in every single pie. And cafe, the manager Lauren's always checking to see if anybody needs anything. We're all just checking up on each other, making sure if anybody needs help, we're there to give it.
Yeah, well, and with that is, I think you guys and the people in your department at your clubs all have just a little bit more knowledge of what's going on than those other isolated departments. You're right, your club is a little bit different because it's all kind of mingled together, but there's always just a little bit of a knowledge base there that I think, even just because they're in the system and they're seeing the calendars and doing it. So, and then I think as they progress, I mean, you guys will test this, as you progress, you knew what to do with that information to help them, right? And so that part's really important. Okay, so last thing I want to ask you guys individually, right? Because you guys are kind of at different, you've been here for several years, Anna's been here for less than a year, but she's kind of got herself integrated into the club, into helping in all aspects in a leadership role. You know, if you guys were staffing or hiring someone right now who you knew was right at the beginning of where you were when you started, what are the cheat codes? What are the shortcuts? or just the success tips that you would give them, knowing they're stepping into the role that you were stepping into at the same time? Obviously, you can't give them all the knowledge and the information. They have to learn that. But what are some of the tips that you would give them?
I think for myself, I'm a huge advocate of training and educating. And so I have a tool that I created for all the days of training, and I literally walk down that with the staff.
Front desk training.
Absolutely. It's vitally important to make sure that they're trained on what the tasks are. And as we're going through, I can show them if there is a shortcut or a different way, you know, like on your little icons and things like that, to make, if it's like a water set, whatever, to make it a little bit easier for them. So from shortcuts that way to just teaching them customer service and how our attitude can be reflective back and forth. And I think one of the main things for me, and I'm a huge proponent of this, what the training is, to instill in them they're never alone. So I really feel, you know, I really push that. Like if they need anything, I've even taken phone calls in the shower.
Oh my word.
Because I never want.
You mean for the front desk
like
staff
a
call
newer
in to help you,
yes. Because especially if they're new, I don't want them to ever think, you know, like, oh, well, this is it, I'm on my own. Because for me, they're never on their own.
Well, a lot of times when they solve something in real time versus
Yes.
training, then they got it, right? So if you can tackle that, then
Yeah,
that's a
and I
positive.
think checking up, I think all of us need a check-in sometimes, just to say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything I can help you with? You've been here a week. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
You know, anything come to mind? And then I'll say, if you can't think it, just, you know, call me, ask me, leave me a note. And then just always letting them know, is there anything that has changed, anything different? And I want them to feel comfortable and help ease them into that, because we're always going to have questions.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. I mean, I still have questions at 2.5 years in. That something might go, oh, hey, like, I haven't dealt with this yet.
Yeah, something different
You
always
know?
pops up. Every day is different.
So,
what about for you, Anna?
A couple things. I think the most important thing is to find an ambition, something to work towards, so that you're not just lost in the monotony of day-to-day activities. There's a lot of chances to move up throughout AFC, and just finding something that you're particularly passionate about. I mean, if you're applying for this position, hopefully you're passionate about working out or management, something like that. Just finding something to focus on and working towards it. And also, like, finding your people. Having friends with the people that you work with is probably the best thing you can do, because nobody likes being alone in the workplace. Nobody wants to just do their job and sit there and be alone and go home and be alone there. Like, make friends with your coworkers. Have somebody to laugh with and share your triumphs with, share your sorrows with. Like, you're working in the same place, so you're being affected by probably about the same things. Just having somebody or multiple someones to share those feelings and thoughts with that can support you throughout your workday is also very important.
I think one last thing too, and I talked about this earlier with Zeke, is just, you know, you guys and the consistency that you guys show, your department shows, and obviously you too, and Zeke as well, is, you know, it's vital to the club as a whole, right? So not even just the operations department. So your guys' ability to show up, which sounds silly, right? That doesn't sound like, but we know from staffing and part-time staff and things, consistency in showing up, willingness to get better at it every day or help others get better at it every day. And your last point is a drive or something innate inside of you to want to, whether it's move up or get better or anything else like that, ultimately helps you with where you're at. I think that's always something that kind of always kept me in my mind, even when I was an operations manager for 3 years, is like, if I can get better every day, I have a long-term goal, but I have a today goal. And if I can get better today, it's actually taking those steps towards that long-term goal and whatever. If I'm jumping to that next department, I want to own and know this as well as I can. So when I go over there, I have an understanding. Right. Because that's such a key part. Like, so for you guys, whatever the next step is, you'll leave it with a full understanding of where you're at, and it just makes you better at the next thing. And so I think you two, especially, and Zeke, are like the examples of that for our company.
Thank you.
And it really is like the crossroads of everything that we do. I know I can speak for the other departments that it's real hard to do what they do and do it well if the front desk is not on point. And so that's a thank you to you guys and what you do.
Well, thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us at Inside AFC Fitness. We'll see everybody next time.